guys, I just wanted to come up here and say, because I've been thinking about it for a few days. I just finished the last few episodes of The Chosen. I know I've been kind of falling behind a little bit, but the last episode really, I can't stop thinking about it. It just really touched me. I just cannot stop thinking about it. Whenever I kind of rewatch The Chosen to kind of catch up on previous episodes before I watch a new episode, I kind of let it be playing around in the background while I'm doodling or writing or something. But the last episode, season 4, episode 8, was really captivating. First of all, because in the last few episodes prior, I learned that Eden had a miscarriage while Simon was gone, and those two are my absolutely favorite couple in this series, and now just in the Bible in general. And now, if there's ever a couple in history that deserves that hashtag couple goals, it would be them for me. I would never now feel like I'll never settle for anything less than what they have. And so when Simon comes back few episodes prior to episode 8, Eden's kind of standoffish, and he doesn't know if he did anything wrong. But then when she finally said hey, I not only was I pregnant, but I lost the baby as well, he kind of had a meltdown, and she was the one ended up comforting him. And for me, that was a fully engaged moment. I couldn't do anything else but just stare at my TV. And then this last episode, he was having kind of an issues with that, so he's been kind of standoffish with the group. And this last the last couple of scenes in the episode, they went to a town, and this is when Jesus made a whole bunch of more bread and fish from one loaf of bread and one fish, and to feed all the people that were there to hear his sermon. So we got to see that in this episode from the Bible, which is really awesome, by the way, to actually see what the Bible coming to life, and you're actually seeing it. I was gonna say in person, but you know what I mean. It's being taught visually rather than just reading it from the Bible itself, which I honestly think is pretty awesome to engage to a new audience who might not even learn about the Bible. And that's what The Chosen's doing, and I personally just think that's awesome. So in this episode, we got to see that, and feeds all the people that heard him speak. And then of course, Simon's having little issues with Jesus because he thinks he should have protected her, and also of course I've read this story in the Bible a few hundred times, but actually seeing it being acted out, it brings more of a human aspect to it, and it brings it more to alive, and I just love it. And so a little later, Jesus says why don't you guys kind of all leave via boat? It won't take you nearly as long because it was getting to be dark. And then Jesus oh, I'll meet you guys up later, it's fine, just go ahead without me. So he goes off, and Jesus prays with actually one of the big macho people in the religion, who's supposed is going to eventually have him be put on the cross, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to be this one, and I can't remember his name. But they go off and they pray together. And the next scene is they're in the ocean in the rowboat, and all the waves are crashing, melt and down, and they see Jesus, and they don't know it's Jesus yet, walking towards them on the water. This is the part where you actually see Jesus walk on water. And like that was like captivating to me because I, of course, you know, growing up, hear this story a million times, but you never actually like see it. So I immediately like just, it was just me and my TV, and I just could not like stop watching. And then him and Simon, Jesus and Simon had like a heart to heart, which by also puts more of a human aspect to this, because as in you read it but you don't actually like see it and be engaged with it. And so they end up having the heart to heart. So he's like, as long as you keep your eyes on me, you can walk on water, just walk towards me. And then Simon gets out and starts walking towards Jesus. But you know, of course, once he starts seeing the waves and everything around him, then that's when he drops. And then Simon drops under the water, and Jesus puts his hand under the water and pulls him up. And that famous verse of that we all know is, "Why did you doubt?" I just loved seeing that part of the Bible being played out so much. And of course, it also went back and forth between that one and Eden back home being like re-cleansed, re-baptized because of her miscarriage, and she's like better. And then she prayed and it's like, don't let him go, don't let him go. And then he's over there like holding on to Jesus so tightly, and he's like, don't let me go, don't let me go, I'm so sorry. And that's just, that pulled at my heart, and I felt like I just needed to come on and talk about it because I can't stop thinking about it, and I just loved that scene. And if any of you are watching Chosen, gotta tell me how much you love that scene too. And if you're not watching Chosen, gotta start watching Chosen. It is one of the most amazing, incredible TV shows I have ever seen in my 35 years of life. I promise you that. Till next time, bye bye.